Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Roberto Corona. I'm an Italian anthroposopher and astrologer, and in this video we're going to talk about the next new moon in Aquarius on January 29, a moon that will hopefully bring us towards a form of peaceful revolution. This, of course, not without the challenges that the sky reserves for us. Now, with this moon, we officially enter Aquarius season, the central part of winter, which has in its main event the return of the light, a white and pure light that operates a form of purification as indicated by the white lily of Archangel Gabriel, the archangel of winter that you can see here. So what's new in the sky? Let's take a look at the chart, starting as always from the latest variations. On January 19, we have the perfection of the Venus-Saturn conjunction, a conjunction that is still present in the chart, although white, that you can see here. Then on January 20th, we have the ingress of the Sun in Aquarius, followed on January 28th by the ingress of Mercury in the same sign. Mercury, which, as you can see in the chart, is in conjunction with Pluto. And finally, the most significant variation, the new moon is taking place a few hours later, the passage of the mean lunar nodes from the Aries-Libra axis to the Pisces-Virgo axis. In fact, let's remember that the nodes move in a retrograde direction. And this, as we have already indicated in the video on the astrology of 2025, will gradually lead eclipses to take place in Pisces and Virgo rather than Aries and Libra. Now, this moon is going to walk us towards Imbolc or Candlemas, a holiday that falls on February 2nd. It is a festival connected to the return of the ether of light on the northern hemisphere that will gradually grow more and more. And the forces of the new sun sort of announce themselves in what can be considered to be the dawn of the new year, which is Aquarius. A new year, by the way, that from an astrological perspective will only begin with the ingress of the sun in Aries. Now, this is a new moon, meaning that it represents the beginning of the process of manifestation of the etheric forces on the earth, which gradually increase with the waxing moon up to the full moon. And in this sense, as always, the new moon is a sort of cosmic seed. It is a good time to sow and starting new things. And the manifestation process will reach its culmination with the next full moon in Leo on February 12. So back to the chart, the sun and moon are located at 9 degrees and 51 minutes Aquarius in the starry image of Capricorn, and they are in conjunction with both Pluto and Mercury, which in the chart are in close conjunction themselves. So this is basically what we call a stellium in Aquarius, a heap of 4 planets in the same zodiac sign. Now, on top of that, as you can see, the luminaries here are making a trine with Jupiter in Gemini, an aspect that allows us to really appreciate the beneficial components of the chart. In fact, in addition to this, we can note that Saturn, which is important in the chart. Why Saturn? Saturn is here in Pisces. Saturn is the ruler of the new moon in Aquarius because Saturn is the ruler of Aquarius. And as you can see, Saturn is creating a wide conjunction with Venus and in turn with Neptune and the North Lunar Node. In fact, we have a triple conjunction here between Venus, Neptune, and the North Node. This triple conjunction gives hope due to the presence of Venus, which is in exaltation in Pisces, and again, Venus is a benefic planet. Now, we have to say that a challenge is still present in the chart. In fact, we have Saturn also making a trine with Mars retrograde in Cancer. You know, it is a trine, it is a good aspect, but Mars is debilitated and it is retrograde. So definitely Mars is pointing us towards a challenge of some kind. We can really understand this challenge because Mars can be found in conjunction with a fixed star, with Castor, which is one of the two fixed stars placed on the head of the starry twins. A star that has a gentle and mercurial nature and therefore could contribute to the dialogue. But in general, this mercurial nature of this star is pointing us towards an issue that we need to address. In general, we can say that the cradle configuration of the chart is good. So the cradle is this sort of configuration made by these three sextile aspects here. So this is a very harmonious configuration. So we have the chart tending towards harmony rather than tensions, but we really need to understand what the chart is asking of us. So let's start from the physical signification, as always. So being a new moon, we are dealing with new impulses, new beginnings that go towards a revolutionary change. Why revolutionary change? Because these are Aquarius significations. A revolution that hopefully is going to be peaceful. In fact, again, on the positive side, we can say that these changes will tend towards the good because on the one hand, we have the trine with Jupiter, between Jupiter and the luminaries. And for this reason, Jupiter, being a benefic planet, is suggesting beneficial changes, as well as the conjunction of Saturn with Venus, in turn conjunct with Neptune and the North Node. Now, these placements are all about changes aimed at peace, or rather, changes to reconcile a situation connected to the karma released by the lunar nodes. So the lunar nodes, they were in Aries. So basically, we are moving from Aries, which is the zodiac sign of the warrior, hence of war, to the peace of Venus. We can call that this way. Please note that this impulse of Venus is limited to the period around this new moon, meaning that it doesn't extend for too long. In fact, we know that this year we have very destabilizing planetary transits, right? Nevertheless, this moon rides, in the sense, the latest news of the ceasefire in the Gaza Strip, for example, and the Venusian intervention in this sense is quite positive. Now, the challenges of the chart, however, they mainly concern this trine of Saturn with Mars retrograde, which actually suggests a withdrawal of the armies because Mars, the planet of war, is retrograde, so it is retreating, and we have already indicated that in the video dedicated to Mars retrograde. And Mars, as we mentioned, is in conjunction with Castor. Castor was the mortal twin known for his skills as a horse tamer, and the horse is a symbol of the human intellect. And in fact, Castor as a star, according to Ptolemy, had the nature of Mercury. So the mercurial nature of this star points us to the major difficulties indicated by the conjunction between Mercury and Pluto. So we have a mercurial star here, and for this reason we have to address this conjunction, right? So these difficulties concern mediation, dialogue, which have to take place with transparency and not with lies, deception, or worse, manipulation, because all these significations are indeed a possible drift of the Mercury-Pluto conjunction. And in this sense, the fact-checking issue that came out lately, for example, on Facebook, goes in this direction. Now, it is mainly the powerful who are called to this challenge. So why are we talking about the powerful people in charge here? After all, Aquarius is the zodiac sign of the people, so why the powerful? Well, we have a stellium in Aquarius, and usually a stellium is an excess of energy, and in this case, an excess of Aquarius energy. And whenever we have a stellium, it's very easy to have this effect called enantiodromia, which means fleeing into the opposite. So imagine to have too much Aquarius energy and not being able to handle that. What happens is that all this energy falls or runs, so to speak, in the opposite direction towards Leo. And this means that Leo symbolism that refers to the powerful, the rulers, the elites, and so on, is involved in this process. So it is mainly them, the powerful, in charge to really do what it takes to make this communication work. So moving on to the soul meanings of the chart from a more psychological perspective, we are called to embrace this peaceful revolution. And in this sense, the triple conjunction between Venus, Neptune, and the North Node is all about compassion, universal love. It is quite beautiful, and these are all virtues that are clearly indicated in the celestial writing. Now, the trine of Jupiter in Gemini with the luminaries also contributes to bringing the element of trust into communication that, as we said, is the real challenge here. And in fact, we are called to embrace this element of compassion on the one hand, however, without giving up telling the truth. And this is something that sometimes we do. I don't want to say that we lie, but maybe we don't tell the 100% of the truth because we want to protect other people or to make them comfortable and so on. But here, this is a temptation because our Mercury here in the chart is called to bring the white light of Aquarius into the Plutonian darkness, avoiding lying or omitting the truth even for the greater good. So in general, for the soul, I would say this is a good moment for undergoing a purification process that can also involve our speaking, what we say, how we say it. And this is because the festival of Candlemas or Imbolc and the month of February are all about purification processes. We also want to remember that the white lily of Archangel Gabriel, who is the lunar archangel of winter, represents forces of purification of the astral body. So keep that in mind. So this brings us to the spiritual meanings of the chart. Now, the new moon in this sense can be found in the starry image of Capricorn, especially the front part of the animal. And in astrosophy, the constellation of Capricorn is connected to the forces of the seraphim, the spirits of love that are the highest spiritual hierarchy out there. Now, these spiritual entities help all beings below them to rise and evolve by virtue of the forces of love, which carries every being upwards, allowing them to rise ever higher towards the divine. And in particular, the seraphim donate forces of gnosis. So what's gnosis? Gnosis means the direct knowledge of the spiritual world. And it is precisely from gnosis, from the direct experience of the spiritual world, that the great humanitarian ideals come from. Those same ideals that tropical Aquarius down here wants to realize on the earth. Again, in the celestial writing, we find in the sense indicated by Venus the impulses of realizing peace precisely through what we can call a peaceful revolution. As always, thanks for watching. If you want to support my work, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell not to miss out on future astrological insights. I am Roberto Corona. See you in the next video.